Chapter 2, Lights, Camera, Action. 1 week later, you rush into one of the many dressing rooms at Flair to find Finn touching up his hair by the mirror. Ah, there she is, my new favorite columnist. Sorry, I'm late. Still figuring out how to commute from my new place. New place? Your ex is sleeping around in copier rooms and he made you move out? It was in his name on the lease, and so here I am. New studio apartment, new commute. And a whole new thirst for vengeance. If I didn't hate Andy already, having to relocate my whole life on a week's notice would do it. But fair warning, I haven't had much time to prep for today's test shoot. I'll do my best, but this is my first column as a fashion reporter, and it'll be my first time seeing Andy since I moved out, and Finn gently places a hand on your shoulder. The touch grounds you long enough for you to pause your panic spiral and take a deep breath. I know it's a lot, and yes, I had noticed the shadows under your eyes, but that's why I asked you to meet me here so I can help. Let me clue you in on the trademark diamond secret, the 4 C's. The 4 what now? The ingredients that anyone needs to reinvent themselves. Closet, composure, confidence, courage. I like the sound of courage. I have a feeling that'll come easy for you, but today we'll focus on the first of the C's, your closet. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, they're all external, so they're the easiest place to start, but that doesn't mean that they aren't important. If there's one thing the whole world of fashion can agree on, it's that how you look matters. You took a big step towards reinventing yourself with that gorgeous haircut, but today we want to finish your transformation and show everyone at this test shoot that I can handle the whole fashion reporter gag and upstage my shitty ex. Exactly. No pressure. The haircut was great, but you're talking about reinventing my style from shoes up, right? That's a lot. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. And I'm a guy. Let's start the same way Sky walked you through the haircut. How do you want to feel in a new look? Confident, I assume? Yeah, like someone whose life wasn't blown up a week ago. Then here, let's talk makeup. He leads you over to one of the vanities, and those gentle but surprisingly strong hands guide you into the seat in front of it. I have never been a makeup girl. And there's nothing wrong with that, but for the crowd you're about to be moving in, it is, unfortunately, a must. How much makeup are we talking about? Just something natural to get you looking your best. What a bunch of... He begins plucking sponges, bottles, brushes off the vanity, lining several up in front of you. You recognize one of the bottles immediately. I wasn't raised by wolves. I know what a moisturizer is. Good, because it's step 1 of even the simplest natural look. We can't do anything with dry skin. Next, we create a layer between your skin and the other products with primer. Yeah, like you're painting a wall. Not even kidding. Step 3 is foundation. This is water-resistant one, I think. Am I going to be crying a lot at the test shoot? I hope not, but I've never gotten through one without sweating under all the lights. You need a light layer. For a casual look, it's not about looking self or made up, just smoothing out places where your skin tone looks uneven. And last but not least, for the basics, concealer. Brighten up those shadows into your eyes. You take a deep breath and gaze into the vanity's mirror. Oh, look, it's a... Bro, like I'm supposed to know. I'm a guy, for sakes. If I get this right, it's gonna be a miracle. Okay, Dude, I'm supposed to know. Step 1, my moisturizer, perfect. I'm winging it. They're bottles. Gray one, or I'm assuming I can't. I don't know. It... Perfect. Now you're all primed to go. Okay, I'm winging it. Ew, you were way too proud of that. I'll be proud once I see you do these last 2 steps. I'm assuming the little pins last. Ah, nice. Light foundation. Gorgeous. Now for the finishing touch. You touch up a few spots and then set the concealer down. For the love of God. At least, could you... Like, I don't know. I'm looking at things and I'm going, I don't know, let's play like 25%, then 50%, then hey, look, I know which one. How do I look? I'm a guy. We don't do this shit. Perfect. Not so thick that anyone can tell, but just enough that they'll go, wow, Lee looks good today. But we aren't done yet. Finn bustles around you so fast that he's nearly a blur, tracing a brush over your brows, dabbing some of the shinier spots on your forehead with a powdered sponge. Last step, some natural tone lipstick to brighten things up. I think I know how to apply lipstick. I'm a woman. You carefully swipe it over your lips and glance in the mirror. I feel the same, but also different, like me, but me 2.0. There's literally nothing different on her face. Isn't that amusing? And that is the power of natural makeup routine. That you were told it's that important. Now we just need to talk about your clothes. This is the nicest stuff I own. And you wear it well, but with the people you're about to meet, nice isn't going to cut it. He gestures for you to follow him away from the vanity and over to one of the room's many clothing racks. For a flare shoot, there are a few big rules. Dress well. Teal is overdone, cerulean is in, and the photographers never give feedback on looks. Is teal out because it looks bad, or because Sasha is just over it? Fashion is a cycle, so nothing is out forever. Let's just say you won't see teal in one of the pieces this year. However, this one is 100% en vogue. Well, it's black and gold. You can't go wrong with these. You duck behind a changing screen to put the outfit on. When you step out and tentatively glance towards Finn, he immediately strides over to you. Gorgeous, but I think if we brought in this him just a little... I put my life and fashion reputation in your hands. You stand while he fetches a needle, thread, and some pins. He has you hold out your arms and begins adjusting the ends of your sleeves. His fingers brush over your pulse point, sending a brief jolt of warmth through you. Okay then, let me pin that there. Just stand still a few moments longer. He steps behind you, and this time his hands briefly touch the small of your waist as he draws in the fabric, fitting it closer to your form. Stay as still as it can, lean into his touch. You follow his instructions, even holding your breath for several long seconds as you feel him doing something with the needle and thread. Perfect. You can breathe now. He taps the small of your back, a playful little tap, and it takes you a second to actually draw in a breath. Thanks for not stabbing me with any needles. Ah, thanks for being such a good mannequin. Feeling okay so far? I do, thanks to you. You can't see him, but you feel his hands pause in their movements at your back before he chuckles softly. Well, I did promise you a makeover. I wasn't about to send you to the wolves in something half-assed. This was never half-assed, even before you started doing whatever you're doing back there. I've never worn a look this coordinated in my life. Not too long ago, neither had I. But you're, Finn Diamonds. Yes, and Finn Diamonds wasn't born with an encyclopedic knowledge of fashion. The first time I started experimenting with my style, it was like any other big leap, equal as exciting and terrifying. His hands smooth down the fabric along your back, sending a faint shiver up your spine, and then he is stepping away to meet your gaze in the nearest mirror, smiling as he admires you. Every triumph means taking a little risk, and I'd say this one paid off. You look stunning. You turn to see every angle of your new look in the mirror. Despite the nervousness still twisting your stomach, you can't help but smile. Yeah, hell yeah, I do. Now, let's get you to your first test shoot. Finn takes you down the elevator to a floor of the building you've never visited before, where you step onto an already bustling set. Camera crews are setting up lights, camera stands, designers are adjusting outfits on their models, and some models are practicing poses along one wall. Finn, we were just wondering where you were hiding. I was bringing in a new friendly. This is Jomia and Russell, two of the most brilliant designers in New York. Finn guides you over to a well-dressed woman with a friendly smile and a sharp-eyed man in a cozy sweater. Joma, Russ, this is Lee, Flair's newest fashion columnist. Ah, so you're the lucky one who gets to write glowing reviews of our boy's journey to Fashion Week. That's me. Although I was planning to write honest reviews. Oh, I like this one. No offense to Sasha, but some of your colleagues are more, Felicity was professional. Oh, I bet as much fun as a root canal. Honestly, fair. And see, you're fitting in already. Would you two believe this is Lee's first test shoot? Oh, very funny. With those colors, the perfect complexion hair. Next she'll be telling us she's not a model. Finn's right, though. This is my first time. Oh, well, if you can fool us, you can fool anyone in this business, my dear. What designs are you two showing today? I'm sorry we didn't appear in a paper bag. Because that's, I guess, how fashion people look at all of us normies. We're wearing a paper bag. I've got a streetwear line coming out next month, so I'm demoing a few things in the hopes of catching Sasha's eye. But picking a color for the top was a nightmare. I went through 3 visions before I could even bring it in. 3! He nods toward the model who's voguing in a distressed crop top and a tastefully slouched beanie. I love that you went teal. You do not want to say the T word. Teal. Do the teal version of my penthouse window. Cerulean, sorry. Yeah, that's right. Teal's more brighter. I don't care. Shut up. I don't give a shit about fashion. Teal is an indecisive shoppers who don't know if they want to buy green or blue. Easy, Russell. We all know it's cerulean. Maybe some of us do. And maybe me signing up for this was a mistake. I've been here 2 minutes already, and your problems suddenly go from bad to worse as the door opens and Andy strolls into the test shoot. Hello, hello, beautiful people. James, I can take over the camera 1. As Andy strolls past your group towards one of the cameras, his gaze skims right past you at first, and then he does a double take. Hi, Andy. Oh, Lee, you look like she should be modeling in front of those cameras. I know. Have you met our charming new friend? We're exes, actually. Oh, awkward. Andy's lost. Well, you look nice. How's your, new place? It's none of your damn business. I know you don't care, so stop pretending that you do. You can't read my mind. How do you know I don't? Did you already forget why we broke up, or do you need to take a stroll down the copier room and jog your memory? What does the copier room have to do with... Russell whispers something to her, and Gemma claps a hand over her mouth to suppress a gasp. Oh, that's low. Look, can we not get into my personal life? I just wanted to check in about your looks for today. I know you wanted warm lighting for your first model, but with her skin tone and that pink dress, I think we should swap out her outfit. Oh, it's you. God, you're everywhere. Wait, didn't Finn say photographers aren't supposed to give outfit advice? Andy, shouldn't you stay in your lane? Your job is to shoot the outfits, not design them. We've already got experts for that. Yes, I picked that color for a reason. If your lighting wasn't so overblown, it would accentuate her looks instead of causing more glare. But maybe that's something in your wheelhouse that you can fix, Of course, I'll get right on that. Thank you. She says it in reply to Andy, but gives you a meaningful look over his shoulder as he departs. No problem. The shoot finally begins in earnest. Cameras begin flashing, designers start calling out to their models, and unfortunately, among the many models, you spot a familiar face. Hey Russell, do you want me to be more stern, more playful today? What was it in the copier room? Was it more playful or stern? Which is it? Or submissive? You trail after Finn as a model comes out in one of his designs, doing your best to convey the frantic activity as you type in your notes app. A test shoot means juggling a million different things at once, and remember, Gia, today is just a test run. What really matters is how this will look on the page. Or, webpage. And above all, figuring out what works and what isn't fit for print under the harsh lights of the cameras. But sticking close to Finn amongst all the chaos also means being near Andy and Taylor. A little to your left. More to your left. It's perfect, babe. Thanks, babe. It's all over the keyboard. How was he less disgusting at work when we were together? Because you were oblivious to it. You were dating him. As Andy angles his camera to get in on Taylor's shoot, you see an opportunity. No, block a shot. Russell, can you talk to me about the next outfit in your lineup? What would you say are your uniting themes? But as you walk towards Russell to get his thoughts on the streetwear, which is your job, you conveniently stop right in between Andy and Taylor. Hello, I'm trying to... Thanks, Taylor. That's a wrap on this one. I think they wanted you to try another look. All right. Let me quick change and I'll be right back. Oh, whoops. Some designers ask for endless retakes of the test photos. Some models complain. Some need hair and makeup changes. You. Here. Hold this. You glance around, but yes, Russell's looking at you and passing you a wig. Then catches your eye from across the room and mouths a few words. You heard him, just do whatever he says. Sure, no problem. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Guard this with your life, and do not drop it. So you stand there, holding a bizarrely decorated wig, while Russell vanishes into a changing room, yelling something about accent colors and needing an iron. Lee, you're in our light. Sorry, I'm just trying to... No, for real. You are in the way. Can you be... anywhere else? You try to head for a quiet spot along the wall, but half a dozen models filter in the room, heading right for you. Keep walking, dodge. Shout for them to make way, dodge. You pivot out of the way to one of the models and juke to the left, dodge another, narrowly avoiding tripping over a camera. Seriously, why are there tripods everywhere? Welcome to modeling? Question mark? What'd you expect? Them to hold the camera? By the time the miniature army of models has passed, you have made it to a quiet space along the wall, holding the unruffled wig in your hands. There you are. Is she okay? You didn't try her on, did you? I didn't think I was supposed to? Oh, God, no. Good work. You might be the least incompetent writer I've ever met. This literally had nothing to do with her job, but, I'm choosing not to question that compliment. After enduring the wig incident, you manage to avoid any other rampaging models. You even get some good notes from Jima. So sometimes we'll test a design here, decide what we aren't loving it, or Sasha will look through the photos and ask us to cut certain pieces. This is great. The more detail, the better. But whenever you start to find your footing, you see Andy. Andy openly flirting with Taylor. Why do you care? I don't know. That's it, babe. Smile, just like I showed you. Andy being annoyingly competent at his job. To the left, Gia. Head down a little. There you go. Andy fussing over his camera. Camera that you recognize. Can I get some space on the table, please? I need to change lenses. He handles each lens more carefully than most people would handle a newborn. Finn is stuck across the room, and you pull out your phone and text him. Please help, I'm about to break something. Did Russell come out at you with a wig again? It's not really worse, but I wish. See that camera Andy's holding? Metal, plastic, black accents, basically looks like a camera? That's not any camera. That's the Onyx Pro Shoot Zinc 5000, aka the reason I had to sell my guitar when we moved in together. What? We didn't have a ton of space. Andy kept that 4-figure camera on a little literal pedestal in the office. Wait, you had to throw out your guitar because this camera needed its personal space? Yep. Honestly, the more I look back on our relationship, the more red flags I see. But that's not the point. The point is, we hate the Onyx Pro Shoot Zinc 5000. Understood. Anything you want me to do about it? Water. Do you have a bucket of water? I've begun my villain arc today. I'm sorry to all of you. Not really. Good question. Maybe it's time for a little payback. Okay, let's see what we got. Listen, if you ever need some spry ideas for how to get back on an ex, or anyone, message me. The villain arc has begun today. You immediately text Finn back. Do you mind playing distractions so I can get his camera? I'm so in. Any preference on how I handle it? Ask him for advice. There's nothing Andy loves more than the sound of his own voice. Except for the camera. Roger that. You tuck your phone away and start inching closer to Andy's camera bag. Finn catches your eye from across the room and winks, and strides confidently over to Andy. You, photographer, can I get your opinion on something? You wouldn't believe the problems I'm having with this new lighting setup. Yes, they can be finicky. I'm happy to take a look. Oh, thanks. The shadows are just so dull. See, right here. Why is he so good at this? Not at the point right now. Focus, Lee. And with Andy thoroughly caught in Finn's orbit, you're about to sneak right up to Andy's camera bag. But, just as you pick it up... Lee, what are you doing over there? Shut up or I swear to God I'll dump you in the nearest dumpster. You hide the camera back behind your back and spin around to face the last, well, maybe second last person on Earth you want to talk to. Wondering why you're sticking your nose in my business. I get that you're Andy's babe. Now, and honestly, you two deserve each other, but that doesn't mean you have to say anything to me. So, why don't you turn around, go back to your voguing in front of your boyfriend. She stares at you, blinking rapidly, then whirls on her heel and dashes away. Tate, you okay? I'm fine, I just need to fix my mascara. Uh-huh. Please don't trip down a flight of stairs. Yeah, you do that. You clutch the camera bag and make for the nearest door. Ducking into a nearby room, you unzip the bag to retrieve your prize. Drop it. As hard as you can. Let's see what you've got on here. Some of his photos for the day were taken on Flair's cameras, but you see a number of shots from the shoot, including some of Taylor. No, as you scroll back, there are a lot of Taylor. Him and Taylor having dinner on a night. He told you he was working late at the office. Taylor blowing a kiss at the camera. These go back for months and months. How long has Andy been cheating on me? That doesn't matter. Was he ever gonna tell me, or was he just gonna keep me hanging around until he got bored? Why is it people always need to ask that question? Also, why is the light hanging off of the other light, and the other light is, oh god, it's bad, like, artwork that's AI made? There are, unfortunately, no answers in the camera roll. Just more glimpses of your ex's double life that makes your blood boil. But you did take the camera for a reason. Time to dish out a little karma. I'll smash the camera against a wall, pour water on it. What did I just tell you? What did I just tell you? I know, most of the high-tech cameras now are waterproof, but... Listen! Smash it against a wall, though. You carefully smack the camera against the corner of a wall. Not enough to visibly shatter the exterior, but enough that you hear a satisfying crunch from the fragile insides. Whatever just broke in there, I don't think it's covered by warranty. You tuck the camera back in its bag, just like you found it, and head back to the test chute. Just in time to see Finn wrapping up his chat with Andy. Thanks for the tips, Andy. Was it? Yes, Andy Miller. So enlightening. I really appreciate it. I'm just happy to help. God, how did I ever notice what a bootlicker he is? Because you tried to see the best in someone. As Andy tries to integrate himself with Finn, you safely stash the camera bag back where you found it. When one of the other photographers pulls Andy aside, Finn rejoins you in a quiet corner of the room. He rubs his arms, wincing. I hope that worked, because after letting that scumbag kiss up to me, I feel like I need a bath. Oh, it worked. Look. Where do you want me this time, Zimo? Here? As Taylor checks in with another designer about their next shot, Andy unzips his camera bag and pulls out his Onyx Pros Inc. 5000. I can take point on this one, Zimo. Taylor steps into the lights and strikes a pose. Andy lifts the Onyx, presses a button. And instead of snapping a photo, it lets out a loud, sizzling pop. What? He turns it over and opens it up to the panel to see what's wrong. The camera literally falls apart in his hands. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Rest in pieces. God, the horrible AI, though. No! Is everything okay, babe? Everything is the opposite of okay. One of these idiots wrecked my camera! What did you just call us? You suppress a grin as Andy's eager to please professional facade finally cracks for everyone to see. No, not you, ma'am. I just meant someone broke my Onyx Pro Shoot Zing 5000. Didn't even see anything. Nobody was showing up to this. Don't you have, like, camera insurance, dude? On an Onyx Pro Shoot! Do you have any idea what the rates are? You keep saying those words like we should know what they mean. Somebody's going to play to replace this. I'm going to find out. You're going to lower your voice before I call your editor and tell her you are verbally harassing her employees and guests. Russell crosses his arms over his chest and stares Andy down. Get it together, man. But I can't shoot like this. Then there's a chair over by the wall there. Looks like you'll have to sit the rest of this one out. Andy stares around the room, desperate for options, but no one except Taylor will even look him in the eye. It's because he's a child. Fuming under his breath, he stalks over to the chair that she pointed out and slumps into it. Well, now that unpleasantness is over with, shall we carry on? Van gently nudges you with an elbow. You glance over to see him grinning. Nice work. It was perfection. Yeah, and I couldn't have done it without you. He shakes his head. I bet you could have. But this was way more fun. He smiles and lifts an imaginary glass and a toast to you, and your chest tightens a bit. I'm glad you think so. After what feels like hours in a packed room under bright lights, Chioma claps her hands. Okay, my darlings, that's a wrap, models. Once those outfits are back on the racks, you're all done for the day. God, thank God, Finn. When should we meet up for the next part of the article? Whoa, you can't disappear on me yet. The shoot is not done, but the day is not. He nods towards some of the other models and designers who were filing out the door in clusters. Oh my God, I've been waiting for this all day. St. Francis throws the best parties. On a long day like this, there's always an after party, and you're invited, obviously, by me. I'm inviting you. But I don't even know the host. Neither do 90% of the guests, my dear. She saunters up beside you. But you have to come. You handled today brilliantly. Hey, Andy, you're not invited. I'm uninviting you. Piss off! Anyway, I did. Yeah, I did. Your questions were great. You deserve to let off some steam. And there's always big names at these mixers. You should get to know a few more folks. You spot Andy attempting to join the crowd that's heading out the door towards St. Francis's party, but Russell steps in his path with a tisk. Nuh-uh, absolutely not. You are not going to show your face to St. Francis until you get your head on straight. Says who? It's not your party, you're not my boss. No, I'm the guy trying to stop you from making a total ass of yourself at the industry event. So go, no or don't, but it's your funeral. Andy huffs but starts to turn away while Taylor gives him an apologetic wave. Maybe going home for a breather is a good idea, babe? So you're not going to go with me? I got my own invite. Yes! But then how am I going to meet St. Francis? I wanted to show him my sepia series. Your what? Sounds like it might be contagious. As Andy begins arguing with Taylor, you nod to Gioma and Finn grinning. Wrecking Andy's shoot made him miss the party. Okay, a party and a chance to give Andy FOMO? I'm in. Wow, vindictiveness is a powerful motivator for you, huh? I'm not sure if I should answer that. That was not criticism, it's just an observation. After a short drive, you and Finn are swept in with the crowd to a jam-packed penthouse apartment. Oh god, it's a party. I'm already more exhausted now. Music is thumping from unseen speakers, designers, celebrities are making small talk over crudités, and it's all you can do to keep your jaw off the floor. When you said after party, I was picturing a nice bar where everybody gets a few drinks, not... You get a sample, and you get a sample, and yes, how do you do? So good to see you. You get a sample. Of course, my friend. An Oprah-style giveaway / soft perfume launch / after party? Yeah, this is par for the course in the fashion world. Come on, let me introduce you to some people. Every jacket or blouse you brush past is probably worth more than your entire outfit, but you try to keep your ruffling any metaphorical or literal feathers as Finn leads you through the crowd. Finn, there you are. Regina was just asking about you. Finn steers you over to where Gioma and Russell are chatting with a smartly dressed woman. Lee, let me introduce you to Regina Elmele, one of the top stylists in the country. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. And may I say, I love this look. You could have at least changed her hair. You know, remember Fatima? And I can name every single other person she's been named. Oh, this. Just something I threw together. Finn catches your eye and nods subtly as approval. Well, you are glowing in it. Russell and Gioma here were telling me what a delight you were today at today's test shoot. I loved working with both of them. You both taught me a ton about the process. There wasn't much to teach. You took all the chaos like a duck to water. Thanks. Oh, and now we get to drink all of Joseph's champagne and complain about people we barely know. Did you get to see that coat on Gregor? What is he thinking? Wearing white with that hair. Oh, I know. I begged him to come sit with me, but he refuses to accept that the mullet is out again. As Regina asks a bit more about your work, you glance around the room and notice one satisfying thing. Yes, Andy's not here. Congrats. No, Andy. Whatever connections I make tonight, he's not making any. Would you all excuse us for a few? There are some other people Lee really should meet. True to his word, Finn does introduce you to a few other designers, whose names you desperately try to memorize, even to the infamous St. Francis. Oh, Finn! Still wearing my dessert #1, I see. Nobody makes sense like you do. And who is the stylish number you've been keeping from me? In the blink of an eye, you may wonder how I'm doing these accents, right? Because I know some of these people, and this is how they talk. It's irritating and frustrating. One of the reasons why I hate the fashion world. St. Francis is peering at you, mere inches from your face. Hello? You. What perfume do you wear? Natural. Oh, I'm gonna come to hate this book, aren't I? Finn frantically mouths a few words at you. Whatever you do, do not say Victoria's Secret. That's like saying Axe body spray, I agree. Nothing that attached to? Finn gives you the world's most enthusiastic thumbs up as St. Francis claps you on the shoulder. Oh, I knew you were a woman of taste. Gregory, send this one home with a bottle of my latest. Someone you presume to be Gregory nods and thrusts a small pillow at you. A small bottle rests atop it, like a Roman emperor on a divan. Is St. Francis's latest creation. I own this now. Varus the Destroyer would be happy. You take it and bow, which seems to be the correct response because Gregory scurries away and St. Francis breathes. Thank you, that's very kind. Oh, but aside from being my new favorite person in the room, who are you exactly? We're gonna go with friend of Finn's. Finn playfully slings an arm around your shoulders. It's nothing more than a friendly gesture, but it's still to make your heart leap a little. And a writer you're going to want to remember. Joseph. This is Lysax. And a friend of Finn's is a friend of mine. But after a whirlwind of introduction, Finn leads you further through the crowd and up a staircase. To a quiet spot where a glass railing looks down over the penthouse and out the windows to the city beyond. Who are we meeting here? Is this the head of St. Laurent going to jump out of a cake and quiz me on perfume brands? You're meeting the guy named Finn Diamonds who thought you could use a breather. And he wanted to know how you're feeling at the end of this long, long day. I don't know what I would have done without you. You were the only thing standing between me and a panic attack all day. I'm extra glad I was there, then. So am I, but how did you handle the pressure cooker of chaos so smoothly? Therapy, good sleep, finding ways to decompress, which we both could use right now. Have you ever been to the Fashion Archive on 52nd? That's gonna be a no. It's an industry secret, an archive where everyone from local fashion houses to movie designers store old work. If you've ever wondered where the red carpet outfits go after the movie premieres end, this is the spot. Well, one of them. And I happen to have a key, and I could give you a tour if you want to unwind somewhere a little quieter. You've spent one-on-one time with him before, but notably at the rooftop bar on the worst day of your life, but this feels different, a chance to get to know him better. I'm losing my grip on reality to the two of us, yes. Seriously. If you're sure a private tour won't get you into trouble, I'd love to see it. I don't expect any trouble, although sometimes it can be half the fun. Finn calls a cab, and before you know it, you're being whisked through the night to a stretch of high-end storefronts. But just as you pass them, Finn ducks down an unassuming side street to an unassuming door. He pulls out a key from his pocket with a wink and unlocks it. Here we are, after you. You step inside, and when Finn flicks on a light switch, you stop in your tracks, stunned. Racks line some of the walls, their coverings concealing rows of clothing beneath, but much of the space is filled with displays of outfits from cinema to runway shows and everything in between. This is like a museum. How do you just have a key to this place? He laughs, tucking said key back into a pocket as he steps up beside you. Thanks to a party very much like the one we just left. I told you that they have their uses. Last year, I helped a guy resuscitate his tie after a shrimp cocktail-related disaster. Turned out he was one of the owners. He gave me a private tour, we became friends, and now here I am. Do you always go around helping strangers right and left? What makes you say that? You saved the guy's tie, you saved me from a mental breakdown the day we met. It just kind of feels like your thing. Fashion genius is my thing. I'm no knight in shining armor. Would it be so bad to be both? Touché. They do have some actual armor here, though. It'd be further down. He guides you through displays showcasing everything from flapper dresses, Hollywood glam, to haute couture, rebellious streetwear. How far back in time does this stuff go? They have a few 19th century gowns, although those are kept under lock and key. If you see anything older, that usually means it's a movie costume. I spot a suit of armor gleaming by one of the doors. Clearly. So, that's not from a crusade? More like Ridley Scott movie, if memory serves. But their Roaring Twenties collection is always a delight. They rotate what's on display every month. He gestures to a mannequin wearing an elegant gown adorned with intricate beadwork. Finn's face brightens with admiration as you both study it. You're a fan of flapper dresses. I'm a fan of attention to detail and of what this dress represents. The silhouette is simple. See? Something a woman could sew in her own home. But the details can be as simple or extravagant as you like. And this hand-sewn beading, this pattern, those take real craftsmanship. So it represents a lot of care. And how culture and clothing change with the times. A few decades earlier, a skirt this short would have raised eyebrows. In some circles, they still did. But these dresses took off because women were giving up their corsets and going out dancing. When I look at them, I think about freedom, about people living their lives to the fullest. I don't really think of it like that, and I agree, but also times were simpler, women were more mysterious, and OF didn't exist. I know I haven't seen a ton of your work, but I didn't realize you were so into historical fashions. You can't argue with elegance, Lee, but I love modern styles too. They guide you deeper into the room to a display of streetwear, all sharp lines, bright colors, stark white accents. I prefer older, classier stuff. Like I said, you can't argue with elegance. Agreed. It's one of the only things that never goes out of style. When I look at an outfit from the 20s or even the 50s, I just think of timelessness, romance. Me too. You walk on through the displays and carefully organize racks of clothing with Finn, pointing out some of the sights along the way. No. Those aren't real sapphires in the cufflinks, but yes, that lining is embroidered with real diamonds. Whoa, so someone went through all the trouble to sew a small fortune into it, and now it just sits there? Welcome to Hollywood. Does that bum you out? It's not just sitting there. It's inspiring new generations of designers, artists, writers. Yes, but you could sub out the real diamonds with fake ones and reuse the real diamonds. That's the point. You people just let wealth just sit there. Look, it's on display. He gestures. Seriously, humanity has its priorities messed up. He gestures at the two of you, and then people run out to buy the shit. And sometimes the archive loans out pieces for special occasions. See the fur coat? Look familiar at all? He points to a plush fur coat on another mannequin that has a subtle sheen to its dark brown coloring. Maybe? A Kardashian. BFD on that. Wore that to the Met Gala last year. A lot of this does still get used, and is meant to be used. Case in point. He rushes over to one of the racks along the back of the room and begins gingerly rifling through garment bags. Let me find you something to try on. Is that... You can't tell me we're allowed to... I won't tell if you won't. And if it helps, I have done this before. You're telling me none of these cases have security precautions so people don't come in and steal the diamonds that are on them? I call that hard to believe. He peeks inside a garment bag and then plucks it off a rack with a flourish. Okay, but if I rip a single thread on this one, I'm gonna blame you. Oh, that seems only fair. Here. He leads you to a small alcove that holds a changing screen. While you duck behind it, Finn remains on the opposite side. You hear him unzip the garment bag as you begin changing out of your clothes. The air in the space is cool, raising goosebumps on your skin. Mind if I hand this over? Please. His hand appears from behind the screen to hand you several hangers, each with a piece of clothing carefully draped over it. As you take the base layers from him, your fingers brush. You feel a jolt of heat despite the cold. The zippers can be tricky, so let me know if you need anything. You glance at the clothings in your hand, then down at your mostly bare body. Get a little more decent first. We don't really know the guy, let's be honest. We haven't gone on an official date with him. You managed to get into a few base layers, but Finn was right. There are zippers in unexpected places that are a pain. Okay, I think I've gotten so far as I can on my own. Mind giving me a hand? Finn finally steps in fully behind the changing screen. A smile flickers across his features when he sees you, but he hastily schools you into something less soft. Of course, anything you need. You turn around to give him access to the zipper, and his steady hands brush over your skin, slowly drawing it up and up. There, all set except for the finishing touches. There are tassels, beads to straighten. He kneels in front of you to do so, each touch slow but confident. We just have to be delicate. I hate to rip anything this close to the finish line. Yep, same. Also, when it's worth a fortune. Suddenly desperate for something to think about. Besides his hands on you, you clear your throat. Can I ask you something? You just did. He hands you some... He nods you, but doesn't look up, still intent on dressing you. Why does fashion mean so much to you? Out of everything in the world, what made this your passion? Well, that is that's a $1,000,000 question. I know people outside the industry think of it as superficial, and it can be, no question. But for me, it's never just been about looks. It's about transformation. His hands move more slowly as he speaks, slowly sliding up your body, shifting some fabric here, smoothing it there. Movies, books, TV, they show you other people's lives, but fashion lets you become someone else. Yeah, as long as you can afford it. It can help you discover people, or help people discover themselves, a side of them they never expected. He finally steps back, hands falling away from you, and guides you over to a mirror. In the reflection, you see yourself transformed. And just like that. What am I supposed to see? Seriously, is this like a I want to say 20, maybe 40 look? You know, back when, Al Capone was a thing. How do you, I don't know, I was gonna compare the other one. Black? I don't know. You know what, actually, hold on. What do you think? This one? Or that one? I mean, each one has its timeless feel, but... It kind of looks like the dress in the back, to be honest, if you actually want to compare. It's a tough one. I feel like $1,000,000. Good, because it's about what it's worth. Please tell me you're joking. Yes, I was joking. Finn. My point is it's usually, and I'm glad you see that too. I definitely never expected to be here, not just, in this archive I didn't know existed, but all of this. You gestured yourself at him and everything that's changed in your life over the past week. I'm just glad I'm here, especially with you. Finn smiles, a mixture of pride and something else that you can't quite read. You've surprised me too, Lee, but I happen to like surprises. We probably should get back onto the hangers, though. Can't have you accidentally walking out of here with the goods. Right, good call. Yeah. He'd be arrested. His fingers lightly brush yours as he hands you back your clothes, and as you duck behind the changing screen once more, and you can hear him smile in his voice. I can't wait to see what you do next, Lee. Neither can I. The next day, you take a deep breath and open the door to Sasha's office. Hi, Miss Williams. You wanted to see me? Yes, about this. She spins her laptop around so you can see a file she has open on her screen, the column you drafted about the test shoot. I'll be honest, you had some good insights, and from all the commentary you got the designers to share, you clearly made an impression. Your first column was good? Thank you. But not Sasha's version of good. But also you made a number of missteps, ones I don't usually permit in my best fashion writers. You barely spoke to any of the models, certainly not Finn's. There was no detail on Mr. Diamond's vision for Fashion Week. And this is all apart from the obvious tension between you and Mr. Miller on set. While you're in my building, I expect you to be both civil, and if you want to cover NY Fashion Week, I need to know you can handle it. She doesn't know about the camera, so we were civil. Thank you for playing. Miss Williams... I'm thinking. I feel like 1 would be the appropriate response because that's one she typically gets. However, number 3 is the one I feel like I should go with. Thinking. Like, we didn't really know her standards, so... Fashion Week is exactly the challenge I need to prove myself. I know I can do better, and I will. I just need... I'm running a fashion magazine, not a second chances factory for writers who suddenly want to change in their careers. You will continue your coverage of Mr. Diamonds as planned for now, but I expect your next article to have substantially more heft. Because if you aren't up to the pressure of covering Fashion Week, I will find someone else who is. No, you won't. No, you won't, or you would have already. Also, shut up. That's how this whole book is. It's just pointless. The chances of her actually getting fired and then staying off of it or some bullshit is completely non-existent. Let's be honest, it's just become the trope of Pixelberry. Anyway, without further ado, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, head down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I'm just gonna say this. I'm trying to... You know... Okay, I have a question for you. As a viewer, as a person watching this, as a person who hopefully got to the end of this video, I have a question for you. What's something that you really dislike? Let me know. Or, if you don't want to let me know, I understand. So I want you to think about that for a minute. Something you really dislike. Something you really find distasteful. And now I need you to make it your friend. It's really hard, isn't it? So, in case some of you are going, God, Jesus, dude, shut up, or you don't like some of my commentary or remarks or whatnot. Hi, I hate fashion. I dislike it, really. I dislike the makeup thing. I dislike a lot of it, and I'm going to try and be as TLDR as possible about this. And this kind of hits a few nerves for me. But... growing up in a home that I was, we weren't a rich family, but we weren't a poor family, and we tried to do what we could, or at least that's what my mom did, because I had no father, okay? So all the other kids would wear Reeboks and Nikes and all the other things, and oh boy, those were the mainstream shoes, and if you wore anything less, especially the cheapy shoes, already you had a strike against you. Then, depending on your shoe, or your pants... Again, they look at you from head to toe, don't you? Kids can be just as judgmental as literally and figuratively the fashion industry, if not more, because for whatever reason, because it's connected to mainstream media, that literally and figuratively, hey, guess what? We have to take a poop on even children, okay? That's how I feel. Okay? Now, let's fast forward to me in my adult years. The same still happens. We're more critical of you than ever. You thought it was bad as a child? Wait till you're an adult, where you can be passed over for jobs because you don't wear the right thing, or you don't have enough hair, or you don't have the brightest of smiles, or all this other BS. And I'm a guy, and I'm saying that, okay? And that's one of the reasons why I feel for women. I'm a man, and I feel for you. I'm serious. This is one of the reasons why I value women who don't plaster 57 layers of makeup on your face. I applaud you, I cherish you, and I love you. Not even kidding. So, with that being said, I've known people who are in this industry that, yes, even did OF and all this other stuff, that basically they would go out and they would plaster 57 layers on their face, and they would go out and get cosmetic surgery, get bigger get bigger butts, all this other shit, get nips and tucks and everything else. And you know what? I've known a vast majority of those people who went through also mental breaks. I've also known people who are no longer alive because of those breaks, because they couldn't handle it anymore, because it's all BS. And then some of them that tried to change and raise awareness and say, hey, this is me without the 57 layers of makeup and everything else, were then shunned by the industry. Then, oh, how dare you? How dare you no longer wear my makeup? Now dare you no longer wear my dresses? How dare you never do this anymore? And you know what? How dare you speak out against it, okay? I have to make my billions of dollars to get, I don't know, afford more yachts, afford more houses, afford more cars, afford more bullshit. And those people ended up no longer being among the living as well. And one of them was a very close friend of mine. And one of them was a person that I really, looked up to, respected in the whole 9 yards. And I tried to help. And unfortunately, she just was unreachable. And during that weekend, she no longer is among us, okay? So, no, I don't like the fashion industry. I don't like makeup. I think it's all BS. I think it's all just garbage. And some of the most attractive people I know are the people who haven't dumped their face in 57 layers of makeup, because if you actually look into the science of it all, it's actually horrendous for your body, horrendous for your health, and horrendous for your skin, even though they promote otherwise. It's in the moment that you glow like that. Screw what you're going to look like when you're 40, 60, or 80. We don't give a damn. Because guess what? You'll come back. You'll keep buying our product. You'll keep doing it over and over and over, and then we'll have the revitalize, and we'll have this, and we'll have that, for all your aches and pains and woes and worries when you're reaching that age, and our products have already fundamentally screwed up your whole genome, your face, your skin, your hair, and everything else. Like, I'm serious. So, yeah, no, I hate this shit. I hate it. I'm also a person that currently hates a lot of common trends right now, like women who wear suits. Like, I'm talking about the gym wear bullshit, the street wear, that is tight as hell and shows hardly, everything, hardly covers anything, and then you already have skin revealed along with it as well. I'd rather deal with a tomboy or a woman in a power suit or a woman... You notice the women who are making it in the world don't dress like that, except for the few and far and in between, which surprisingly not surprising, that Kardashians were mentioned in this shit. Listen, mommy and daddy made a bunch of money not off of that fashion, and then Kardashians go and they make tons of money off of little guys like you because I was born with a golden spoon in my mouth and a gold platter, and I'm someone special. No, you're not. Seriously, you're not. I'll take a hard-working woman any day over a Kardashian. Thank you. Otherwise, I know, I said I was going to keep this TLDR, and I'm trying. Thank you all for watching. Love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all in the next video. I'm trying not to pull out my hair. Bye!